It was a big new comic book day for me. So let's go ahead and dive in. Hi, this is James for Read More Comics. Thank you for watching my video, listening to me ramble on about comic books that I have a passion for. Please do like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me what you think about my books. It is the day after Thanksgiving. I did hit up my LCS Buy Me Toys in beautiful Mishawaka, Indiana. On New Comic Book Day, I had the day off, which was an awesome treat for me to be there reasonably early in the day. It wasn't right at opening. Be able to pick up my books. And I didn't realize it. I did check out my League of Comic Book Geeks pull list, and there were a lot of books there, which I didn't expect. I thought maybe I had a trade or something like that. Not at all. So let's go ahead and dive in. And as I go through the books, I'm going to point out a couple things that really stuck out to me. So first up, we have Absolute Batman, issue number 14. Absolute Batman has been on fire lately. But this book, there are two kind of key moments. I guess it's a key. So let's check this out. So first, this is a Derek Chew cover, and I think he's come a long way in his style from earlier on, some of his Harley stuff when he first kind of dived into doing covers for DC. This is a key for two reasons. First, Derek Chew's cover is the first cover appearance of Absolute Harley Quinn, and this is the first appearance on the internals of Absolute Harley Quinn, so that's kind of cool. It's been an awesome read, and it's interesting, like Absolute Batman gets all the fire, gets all the attention, but I think the second book might be even better than that. And this is Absolute Wonder Woman, also issue number 14. This is a gorgeous cover by Terry and Rachel Dodson. Love their work. If you haven't read Adventure Man, you really get to see where they shine. Anyway, this has been an amazing read. It's hard to kind of pigeonhole this. I do think Absolute Superman doesn't get the love because these two books right here are just bangers, you know. Next up, this is a one-shot from Boom Studios. We have BRZRKR, The Bleeding Tide, issue number 1. You can see right here, I got the foil. I'm going to be honest, my collecting habits have been changing. I've kind of alluded to that, where covers don't mean as much. Yeah, I got the variant covers for the Absolute books, and I'll continue doing that because I think they're really cool. But I'm beginning to just gravitate towards A covers for almost everything else, except for when BRZRKR books come out. These have been only, lately they've only been one-shots, and I always get the foils. It's something I've been doing. Very cool story. I'm sorry, I haven't read this story yet, but I love the character. It's kind of like, if you've ever seen Highlander, you have an immortal, but there's only apparently one, and it's really Keanu Reeves, and he's been around for like 7,000 years, and he can never die, and he regenerates, and he's this amazing warrior. Like, he's not just an amazing warrior because he's been around a long time. Physically, he is different than other people. So in this one, apparently he's a pirate. I'd love it if they kind of wrap back around to the original story. They kind of left it on a cliffhanger, but they haven't come back to it. I just realized this is Marjorie Liu, who's been doing Monstrous, which is an awesome book. So I'm looking forward to reading this. We have Conan, Scourge of the Serpent. This is issue number 3. Also the A cover, though I thought I might have also ordered one of the variant covers. Put it back on the shelf. This is the cover's by Gerardo Zaffino. Really visceral, kind of darker cover. This event's been interesting. This is an event book, and in Titan's last Conan event, they wrapped in all the other books. Like, there was some things seeded in the Conan book. It was showing up in Savage Sword, and then they had their standalone event book. What was it? A Battle of the Black Rock or something like this. All of this is taking place just in this series, which is interesting because Jim Zub is doing writing on this. He also writes the regular Conan title, so they could have easily done a crossover there. I think it's okay. It's focusing more on Stygia and kind of the politics of that, which is kind of cool to see. And it does seem to kind of loop in a little bit, a smidge, into the main title where his last adventure was in Stygia. We have DCKO, issue number 2. This is the 8 cover. This is the acetate cover, which with issue number 1, I apparently totally lost the ability to remember that that's what these plastic covers are. Haven't read any of these yet, so I can't tell you anything about them other than I've only heard good things. Scott Snyder can really do an off-the-rails story. And originally, a lot of my attitude towards the book was negative. I didn't see its purpose. But after reading and seeing the build up to it, it really does fit in with what's going on in the main DC universe and how it dovetails with the Absolute universe. So I've been looking forward to this. I'm not pulling any of like the one-shot tie-ins. They're just way too many for that. And none of them really strike me as like, hey, I want to pick this up. There was a variant cover for this. I don't remember who did it though. It's the guy who wrote the wrestling book. Again, I haven't read it, but I've only heard good things about it. But it showed Wonder Woman giving a knee to Joker's face, and it was just really, really cool. But I'm getting all the acetate book covers for this because my collecting completionism requires that. This is one, and I don't know what's going on. Need to double check this because it appears there is a slight, yeah, it looks like it's not a non-color breaking fold in the corner. Anyway, there are a couple covers that I thought I pre-ordered and I didn't. So I need to look back and kind of reflect on how I'm tracking my pre-orders through Comics Hub. We got Feral Part 18, issue number 18. This is the Trish Forstner variant covers, and they're all homages, the B covers of horror movie posters. And this one, so here we go. I was able to get this right off the shelf, so I just swapped it. You can see there's a non-color breaking fold right there. Not that it matters. This is not going to be a money book. It bothers me, but once it gets in the box after I read it, I'm not going to remember that. This really fun read. Then we have Hornsby and Halo issue number 12. Originally, I was going to cancel this right around issue number 10, and I forgot about it, and I keep pulling it. So for the time being, I'm going to keep pulling this and reading it for what it is. This might be a book, though, I end up giving to my grandkids because I think it's safe for them. It is more of a YA story. It's a part of the Family Odyssey kind of line, just as Rockefeller's is. Where Rockefeller's, I think, has some more adult parent type themes in this. This one is really just for kids. That's my take on it, at least. This was a book I had thought I pre-ordered a variant cover. I think Derek Chu did no, that was the last issue. So Immortal Legend Batman, issue number 4. This is the Dan Mora A cover, which is awesome. But I wanted a variant cover because I gotten variant covers. The variant covers for issue number 4 weren't that good though, compared to Dan Mora's work. And the same is true for issue number 5 and 6. Though I think the 6th one, there is kind of a manga-esque kind of Japanese, it has kanji on it, so I thought that was pretty cool. This is another one I thought I got a variant cover of. When I got there wasn't any. I got there like an hour after they opened. So I'm wondering if my LCS is changing their ordering habits, which I totally get, considering the economy. We got Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, issue number 2. Still a very cool cover. This is by Christian Deuce and Luis Guerrero. So still a very cool cover. I just finished Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe, which was incredible. This has a very different vibe to it because it is focused on the monsterverse, so they pull in all these other monsters. And I think that sometimes distracts the story, where Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe, all about Godzilla. And it was, Toho is kind of connecting with Marvel on that. And there's supposed to be a spin-off on that, which I highly recommend. This has been fun, though. We have Justice League Unlimited, issue number 13. This is a DCKO tie-in, but worth reading on its own. I actually went back and got all of the back issue I missed for this because it is so much like the Justice League animated series. This is the Dan Mora cover. All right. And Dan Mora, yeah, he's still doing the internals, which is another reason to read this book. Mark Waid totally is a sage of the DC DC lore. So he understands the characters and is amazing at kind of balancing all the stories. But Dan Mora on art is just incredible. So Skinbreaker issue number 3. This is the B cover, and it seems like my prediction was correct. I predicted a couple months ago that they were going to do Faces covers, which is something that Ghost Machine did with Rook Exodus. And so now Robert Kirkman and David Fincher are doing the same thing. So I'm pulling all the face covers just because I think that's cool. I don't know why. It's a gimmick, but I like it. I'm behind on reading this. Issue number 1 was incredible. The art David Finch has expressed in this, the skills, the talent, is far and beyond the most detailed work I think he's ever done, and some, I think, more detailed than anything else I've seen. It's kind of a really kind of basic story, which is okay because it allows the art to shine. At least in issue number 1 it was. Highly recommend this. And this is only 8 issues, so the nice thing is the story's already done. Robert Kirkman in the Back Matters said that in issue number 1. Hey, this is done. David Finch has been working on this for 8 years. Okay, so this is an incredible book. This was not on my pull list, and I actually went to another LCS, Warehouse Comics and Games, which is just down the road. It's like a mile away from Buy Me Toys. This is Superman issue number 32. Buy Me Toys was out of this cover. And I think issue number 33 is the last one I'm going to be pulling. I'm only pulling these because of the cover. I'm realizing I'm a huge Superman fan, but right now I have too much on my pull list, and I don't know where that love of Superman would end other than probably collecting every volume, and I don't want to do that right now because I have a lot as it is in my collection. So we got Superman issue number 32. This is the David Aja cover. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And it just has this really cool retro vibe to it. I love Crypto right here. And he's doing issue number 33 also, which I think is the last tie-in with DCKO, I think. So looking forward to reading this, but just worth the cover alone. We have Thundercats issue 21. This is a total nostalgia buy. Lucio Perillo is doing covers. And I love what he's been doing on the last couple covers because it's outside his typical style. At least I think so. Typically he'll do kind of you'll see a full figure, and then he does this wash or this varnish wash to it, and it gives a sepia look to it. And this is, just isn't getting that. So it's cool to see when an artist steps out of their normal styles. And that's, let's see, Declan Shelby's still writing this. I think he's supposed to be writing it for at least another 4 issues. I thought he got 2 years through Dynamite. I don't know. Anyway, it's a nostalgia read. I loved Thundercats when I was growing up. The action figures. I'm sorry, I have something in my eye. I didn't have any of the action figures because they were too expensive. As an 80s kid, you kind of had to invest in one thing, and G.I. Joe was it because the individual figures weren't that much. They're not like they are now where they're crazy 15, 20 bucks, which that kills me because I remember going down when my dad was in the Navy, going to the PX and picking up one for under $5, so I could mow a couple yards and I could get a couple action figures. It was very cool. And now it's just like, anyway, so love the Thundercats cartoon, love the action figures, but they were just, I was priced out of them. Same with Transformers though, not GoBots. Those were, the knockoff. So getting the comic book though. Then we have Trinity, daughter of Wonder Woman. This is issue number 5. There's only one issue left. I have enjoyed the Trinity character that Tom King has created in the kind of, it's the backstory in some of his early issues on the Wonder Woman run. I've been pulling all of the homage covers because I just think they're freaking cool. This is by Jay Lee, another person. When you look at this does not look like Jay Lee's art. So it's Jay Lee and June Chung. So that's an homage to Batman, Death of the Family. It's the one with the Joker. What is that, issue 4 something? 4 something? Yeah. Is it like 430 or something like that? I don't remember. It's final issue? Yeah. In Death of the Family. And if you've read any of the Trinity backstories, you understand the Corgi reference. So I've been pulling all of the homage covers just because they're goofy fun. Tom King is killing this book and the Wonder Woman title. We have X-O Manowar. This is Valiant Beyond, X-O Manowar, issue number 3. I think there's only 4 parts to this. I haven't read it yet. Steve Orlando's on it though. This is the A cover. Alien Books. Oh, there you go. Cool looking cover. Alien Books has taken over publishing the IP of all the Valiant titles from Valiant, and because of Diamond, their issues last year going into this year, I think this has been delayed. They're doing like these 4, these mini series for their different characters. X-O Manowar, I think, is an awesome kind of indie sci-fi story. I love kind of the historical aspects to it. It's kind of Iron Man-esque in a way, but you don't have the Tony Stark thing, and you don't have the larger universe. All takes place in the Valiant universe, which is supposed to be undergoing some sort of zombie thing after their last mini. So anyway, one more issue, and then I'll kind of sit down and read those some morning. And then, last but not least, this is the most expensive book I had on my pull list. DC has these seasonal books, and they're just a lot of fun. DC, I Saw Ma Hunkel Kissing Santa Claus. This is the A cover. And I had to look this up. I didn't know who Ma Hunkel was. She's connected to the Golden Age, I think. And I don't remember which character. I think it's the Flash. Anyway, this will be fun. And just to give you an idea of what we're looking at, let me pull this out real quick. All right. So there are 8 stories. Let's see. We got, so this is what's typical. They'll give you a table of contents. There's a, looks like, it says the Captain. I don't know if that's Captain Marvel. We got a Ma Hunkel story, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy. There's an Animal Man little story, Animal Man short story. It's a Wonderful Life. That'll be kind of cool. Dr. Light. I don't know who Galaxy is. There's a Supergirl story in here and a Martian Manhunter story. A Martian on 34th Street. So it looks like they're playing off of classic kind of Christmas movies. Anyway, I love the seasonal books, and it gives some creative teams who are up and coming an opportunity to shine. And you know, it's kind of nice just to go through it and read the ones that attract your attention, the ones that aren't. It's not a big deal, you know. You get 8 stories for, you know, $10, and it's square bound, you know. I think these are 60 pages, so that's pretty nice. Anyway, so as you can see, it was a big week for me. Thank you for listening to me ramble on about comic books. If there's anything attracting your attention, please do like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about my polls. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to read more comics.